Hey everybody, it's the OMAD Dad. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, a channel that's dedicated to living the OMAD lifestyle or eating just one meal a day. We're back again with another installment of viewer questions. This time it's volume 9. I love getting those questions, guys, so please keep them coming. And I have two questions today. They're both related to timing on OMAD, so we're going to dive right into it, okay? Victor writes, Dear OMAD Dad, what do I do if I changed my time? I was planning on eating from 8 to 9 p.m., but I had to change it to 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. Will it affect my OMAD if I change my eating window sometimes? Now, I assume what you mean to say is will it affect my progress if my eating window changes in my timing? My second question comes from Saskia Venus, and again, I do apologize if I mispronounce it. Um, Hi, OMAD Dad. What time do you have your meals? I seem to struggle a little bit with this. Okay, so let's dive right into this. Short answer, will having different times for your OMAD affect your progress? Short answer is no. You can have it whenever you want. That's the beautiful thing about OMAD is, it's your meal, it's your time, it's whatever works for you. And sometimes if that might mean that you may have to switch it, or you may have it a little bit earlier today and it's a little bit later tomorrow, or vice versa. Or you may be doing it for a little while and you realize, you know what, having a dinner OMAD really isn't working for me, but a midday one, or maybe even a traditional Western breakfast times work best for you. The whole point is that you're going and you're having a 1 hour eating window, and the other 23 hours you're not eating. Now, let's say today that I've had to do some switching, and I had my meal at dinner time, and say I ate my OMAD at 5:30, and then tomorrow, for whatever reason, I need to switch it around, and I have my meal at noontime. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be going 23 hours in between my meals in this situation, but that's okay, because if I go back on course the next day, then I will have fasted 24 hours until noontime again, and then if I have my meal at 5 as I used to regularly, I get an additional 5 hours of fasting. So you have nearly 30 hours in consecutively. It's okay. You're still allowing yourself your 1 hour. And another caveat to that too is when you do that, your meal that you've had and it was less than 23 hours. In other words, the first day you had it at 5, the second day you had it maybe around noon. That meal that you have the next day is probably going to be a little bit smaller because you're still carrying over some calories from the day before. You're still probably going to be a little bit full. So ultimately, this is one of the most wonderful things about OMAD is it's tailored to fit your life. You can move your windows around when you need to, or to whatever you need it to be. The real power of this is when you're fasting. When you're not eating, when you're fasting and you're not consuming any calories, you're allowing your body to do what it has to do, and you're allowing it to use its stored energy. So if you switch it up once in a while, it's okay. It's not a problem. But one thing you want to look out for, though, Victor, is if you're frequently switching it, because that is going to, you can't get into a rhythm, you can't get into any sort of consistency. And when you're frequently switching it, that means more than 2 times a week. It's going to be a real struggle for you to stick with it. I noticed that when I was working in restaurants at night, and I'd have my days off, I'd have usually one of those days off would be with my family, and the next day would be, like, say, on Monday when my wife is back to work. During the week, I'd have 3 different OMAD window eating times, and even though I was sticking with it, it was a real struggle most weeks to be able to, because I couldn't get consistent with it. But now I have a job with set hours. I'm working 9 to 5 pretty much, Monday through Friday, weekends off. So I have my OMAD meal now at approximately the same time every night. It's usually anywhere between 4:30 and 6 o'clock. I'll allow myself my 1 hour. I'll eat my meal, and then I'm done with it until the next day. And it's so easy. It's so consistent and smooth. And I've really been able to kind of, set a nice pace to it. It's not going to alter your progress, though, because you're going to keep doing this for a good amount of time. When you do this, it's the consistency that you're getting. You're still going to have some longer fast times in there, some shorter fast times in there, but ultimately you're still just eating that one meal every single day. You're restricting your calories. You're doing it naturally, and you're going to still see results. So the short answer to this, Victor, is it's okay if you have to move your window, but you want to try to make sure you don't do it any more than twice in a week, because you're going to struggle. It's going to be difficult for you to get any sort of consistency with it. Now Saskia asked, and I just kind of answered it, what time I have my meals. I have my meals at night. The reason for this is, I know some people say, well, it's probably best to get your calories in the morning because you're not as hungry, and then you go throughout the day and you've got some energy from it, then you go to bed and you're not really all that full, and you can probably sleep a little bit better. I understand, but I'm a guy that likes to go out to eat occasionally, and I'm sorry, but if your OMAD time is around 9 to 10 o'clock in the morning, most places aren't going to serve you a steak or a burger or fish and chips or whatever it is, or pizza, whatever you want to get if you're going to go out to eat. So it makes dining out a little bit harder. You're kind of limited there. And if you cook most of your meals at home, then I guess that's not really a problem. I found that just eating midday was it didn't really quite work for me. I'm right now I'm eating at around 5 o'clock. It's usually my target. Usually by 6 o'clock I'm having my meal. I don't rush myself, but usually an hour is really all I need. I have a 1 hour window, and after that I've shut myself off. I've had my calories, I've had my 1 caloric beverage, and that's my time. And but it's consistent. I have it around the same time every single day. I know what to expect, and yes, occasionally, as I've mentioned in the beginning of this video, I've had to switch the timing around, maybe as there's an event going on or something, and that's okay. Again, if I've switched some time around and then my meal tomorrow comes at, say, the 18th hour, so I've only had an 18-hour fast, then that would mean that the next day I have an even longer fast, and it's usually around 30 hours. So it all equals out. But that's about the time when I have my meals. So Victor, Saskia, and all of you guys out there, there's no right or wrong answer as to when the best time is to have your OMAD and when to eat. It really is up to you, and it requires a little bit of experimentation, a little bit of questioning yourself and your lifestyle, trying to figure out what works best for you. As I've said before in a previous video, this is what makes OMAD so beautiful, in the sense that it's so simple, yet at the same time it can sometimes be hard for people who are used to those traditional diets that tell you when to eat, sleep, and crap pretty much. They tell you, every little detail, what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, how you're going to eat it. And OMAD is a little bit different. You have to experiment a little bit. Sometimes the training wheels are off. We have our set rules, kind of, but there's still a lot of flexibility involved. But moving around your time, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So I hope that video was helpful to you guys. And if you have any other questions, please leave a comment below. Or if you'd like, you can email me. My email is in the description in this video. I thank you guys for watching and sending in the great comments, sending in the great questions. It's through this way that we're able to learn so much and share information. And I thank you guys for watching. So I hope you're having a great week, a very happy OMAD, and of course, be well.